Okay, now let's just double check, make sure I am actually live streaming. And I am. So what am I doing today? We're going to do the last mission of the UC Vanguard real quick. And why am I doing this? That's a good question. I am doing it because I need the footage of Londinion for another video that I am going to have out later this week. A brief history of the settled systems, where I'm going to be touching upon all the major historical events in the settled systems. Why might you say I'm doing that? Just to refresh some people before Shattered Space comes out. What are all the events of the settled systems? I know Bethesda.
Vessel, you have entered restricted space. Please, this world is off
I'll
limits.
respond.
You are advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs. All right, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Thank you. But just to continue, releasing a history video on these settled systems. I know Bethesda released a timeline when the game first came out, but honestly, the timeline is missing a bunch of historical facts, like that one right there. And basically, I'm just going to get all the major historical dates that we were presented with throughout this game in major historical events. Londinion, the fall of Londinion, I would definitely consider. Okay. So I'm going to sleep because it is about to be nighttime. So I want it to be daytime when I'm going through here, because I do have darker nights on, and unfortunately it will be too dark. So 18, it's what, 6 p.m. I want to sleep for about 12 hours. Sun will be rising at that time. Yeah, I don't want to be doing it at night with darker nights on, because otherwise I end up with like black footage for video, and it's just way too dark. No one can see anything. And what in God's in heaven's name is going on with that
was
audio?
enlightening. I hope to learn more next time.
I hope it doesn't do that every time I pause. I need food. I got plenty of toast.
Your ship is super cool, man.
I know it is.
Well done.
So we're going to do this quest. I will mute my mic during certain fights. Like the main boss fight, I'm going to mute my mic. Probably a couple of the other terror morphs. When I'm fighting them, I'll mute my mic as well. And then what I'm going to do in the very end is I'm going to do like a flyover.
Inside the barriers, double time!
I'm going in. I'm going to do a flyover of the city just to get a nice, kind of like, a lot of distractions here, but a nice flyover of the city to get kind of like a nice scenery shot of Londinion.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser.
I'm with the collection
then you're in the
team.
right place. Ah, and what do we have here?
Commander Hatum,
No need for introductions, Major Sinon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinion is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinon's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decaying labyrinth. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool you could need to succeed out there. Except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other?
Yep, understood.
Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower just outside. And I do believe there's someone waiting for you there, Captain. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby Aceles plant. It contains one of our field caches. Though I can't guarantee it won't contain anything else. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
You can pinpoint the location of these samples. No, yeah, that's good
All
enough.
right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
I have frostbite. And it's progressively getting worse. Now, I am not going to go through everything, all these log chests, because honestly, I have the Darkstar mods. If I really wanted something, I could make something better. But I shall go through here.
Give him one for me, all right?
You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have something. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Legendary microgun added. I may use that. Advanced anti-xeno suit. I can make better. Let's make this my active quest.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Nothing currently, Derek.
Can't chat right now.
Transfers complete. Those codes will allow you to temporarily restore power to most facilities in the city. Systems should shut themselves back down automatically.
Duly noted, Commander.
The area is still secure.
Alrighty. Major Hadrian.
All set on your gear? Are you ready to do this?
Yep.
Then let's get this show on the road. Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
I picked up this cool 50 cal sniper rifle in the creations, and there is a patch for it that makes it compatible with the Darkstar mods. You can see I've upgraded it to a relic antimatter rifle, and I did add instigating to it as well. I need to add some more, but good enough for now.
All right. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Probable threat detected.
Yeah, I see it too. Whoa, you're in my way, big boy.
Things. They're all dominated. Clean them out and keep an eye out for the more controlling them. Bring it.
This sniper rifle does do a ton of weapons damage here. Oh, there's a guy behind us. Probably should be careful. I do have the penetrator rounds on this. You gonna pop up out of the ground or what?
Safety's off.
Looks like the last of them.
We were destined.
No sign of the morph, though.
I'm
sure we can find a use
just
for
beyond
this.
the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, we close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures.
I don't know if I can get this one. Forget it. It's not
I
worth it.
have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot. Get down there and collect as many as you can.
I'm still collecting ammo. Wait till I'm done. I don't need all those grenades. I will take the digipicks though. I didn't mean to pick up the mine.
worry, Dan. You keep moving forward. I'm right behind you.
Alright, I'm going to be muting my mic for this section here.
Morph! Open fire!
Possible threat detected.
Shame that these here vermin didn't learn any manners. Hi, Dan.
All Asili's samples collected.
All right. Now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Okay, we're back. Got the mic back on. So if you're just joining, certain parts of this I'm going to mute my microphone because I'm basically just gathering this footage for another video. I've done this quest like 6 or 7 times now. Forget, where the heck am I supposed to be? Oh, I'm supposed to give it to you.
Samples secure.
There you go.
Nice
You can have
work.
them.
Now, earlier scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, Dan, I got something for you.
Is it toast? Yay, I got more toast. For some reason or another, my boost pack sound is not functioning. It's just stopped all of a sudden, like halfway through this quest. Fine, I don't really care too much, but
Hi,
just
Dan.
kind of noticed that.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
No one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinion. Real marvel.
Heat leeches. I don't want to burn ammo on you. Do I got a... I know I have a melee weapon. Just don't have it hotkeyed.
All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm?
Is that the best you can do?
I did not mean to hit you.
Stealth mode engaged.
What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, are you seeing this? Oh my God, the heat leeches are...
What did I want? I want that gun.
But heat leeches infest every settlement, every corner of the settled systems. That means that every single one... Oh, no.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets.
That feels like a pretty major discovery. Nothing natural should be able to do that. What we just witnessed, that can't be how all terramorphs are born, right? What does this mean for the plans to clean up the terramorphs?
No, Lazarus plants can't grow anywhere but here, let alone blossom. People have tried. Plus, if what we just witnessed was happening anywhere else, well, it wouldn't just be Londinion lost to these things. What we just saw, it must be some kind of alternate growth method. One that winnows 70 years of maturation into seconds. It's incredible.
Nothing natural should be able to do that.
I am sincerely inclined to agree, but current evidence suggests nature manages it just fine. The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a terramorph spawning. You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, could someone have set that up?
Given what we witnessed, it's certainly plausible. I can't imagine what it would take to pull something like that off. I don't know what to think right now.
But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
Got it, boss.
We may proceed.
Go!
Go, go, go. You got me covered.
Hi, Dan.
Terramorph!
All right, let's get to the bottom of this. Percival, Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here?
I think that means the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attack in New Atlantis. Well, of course it was.
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
I wonder where they could have gotten such an idea, deploying alien life forms as weapons.
Yeah, who would do something like that?
Find out our team, in part, inspired the approach, but our group never dealt with something that could have an effect like this. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test, someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Terramorphs. These attacks, I think someone planned them to set all this in motion.
I thought the timing of the Terramorph showing up was suspicious. I guess it might be plausible. You sound like a complete crackpot right now.
Oh, I am well aware. In particular because it leaves some big questions unanswered. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
It definitely wasn't Vae Victus. He is definitely dead and was executed for his crimes against humanity. It was House Faroon, trust me. Those guys are the worst. That would really tick off Andrasia if I said that. Maybe some independent group like Ecliptic. They're always looking for firepower. Commander Hatum or one of her soldiers. They're most likely.
You okay, Captain?
We'll have our answer
Let's
soon
save
enough.
the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way.
I am grateful for our time together, always.
I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Ah! They're all in my way. There's too many of you.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior.
Okay, when I picked up the book, it cut out the sound.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
Should I tell her the truth that her father is alive and well? I probably should.
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
That's certainly how I interpret it. There were plenty of reasons he could have ordered the bombing. The Terramorph outbreak, for example. Never learned this reading minds trick you seem to have mastered.
You heard that recording. He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon.
Oh, why,
and
hello
hid it
there.
away.
Thanks for joining.
He killed those people. Condemned this city to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He was
Cold-blooded murderer. A commander in a tough situation. Someone who thought keeping the secret would save lives.
I sincerely hope you are not suggesting he was justified in his actions. I would not wish to associate with someone who felt he did the right thing.
a calculated loss. These soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't. It can't justify slaughter. But I guess that's just another part of his sick legacy now. He thought he was protecting us all, taking the secret to his grave. Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant and is using it exactly how he feared.
Lie, you're right. He's gone. Let's tell her the truth.
Now's not the time to joke like that, all right?
It's the truth. He claims to be trying to help us.
No, that's insane. He died. They executed him. They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? And now he's what, an advisor? Commanding the fleet in secret? What was so important that they had to keep him alive?
He's actually secretly the president, and we've been taking his orders this whole time.
That's really not funny. I guess it makes sense, though, doesn't it? The UC of that era only created me because they were afraid of a world without Ve Victus in command. Why would they get rid of him? As long as I live, I'll never understand the loyalty that old bastard elicited. But wait, if my father's alive and knew about the Lazarus plant, what do you think the chances are he was involved in the attacks?
It's the only lead we've got. That's not possible. They keep him under tight control. It's an idea worth discussing further when we're not surrounded by terramorphs. It's the only
And even
lead we
if
got.
he wasn't directly involved, I guarantee he knows something.
Ve Victus is a monster of a human being. If he lives, of course he could be responsible for what happened in both New Atlantis and Londinion.
But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on, let's go get that last sample.
Can we speak for a moment?
I will talk to you later, Andrasia. Okay, so for this last boss fight, I'm going to mute my mic during the fight, mainly because I want to capture the video footage without me talking over it.
Unlock successful.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
Don't worry, Dan. I'm right behind you.
Possible target.
What the hell? Is that the sample? My God, concentrate fire! Shoot!
That is the sample?
There's another one! They're everywhere!
We have collecting to do.
That sound! What is that?
That thing is putting out some kind of signal. Raiders lighting up. I think you're due for some cover.
That was an interesting way of landing. Did you break anything?
If you break one or more legs, I am not carrying.
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures, I think I can nullify it. But I'm gonna need some help. There should be some radar. You get those online, and I'll relay my signal through there.
They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Probably should have turned up the difficulty for that fight, but
wrapped up.
you know what? It's
Time to
done.
get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think there might. No, there was a poster mod, but I think that would be cool if you could put it in a frame and like put it on like an outpost wall or something like that. I'm gonna mute my mic and then I'm gonna do a flyover of Londinion real quick on the way back. Let's see here. I think generally that direction. That's good. My contusion's got words.
Look at all of you, back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there, but it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion?
I think so.
Ah, best place for 'em. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
Actually, we can't roll him out. Vay Victus is alive.
I'm sorry, what?
Vay Victus. Alive. After all this time. And apparently both you and the United Colonies were already aware of this. Truly, there are no depths to which they will not sink.
He's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs. But Vay Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know.
Sure, why not?
Good. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
Visiting Londinion has left me with a longing for Nira.
He's got a longing for Nira. That's rather disturbing. And my fractured limb became worse. So I'm going to go back, turn in this quest. I'm going to kind of speed through the dialogue because I've been through the dialogue a lot at the end of this, and there's quite a bit of it. I might also visit a medical doctor while I'm in New Atlantis, seeing as my leg is probably broken into like 400 pieces now.
Can we speak for a moment?
I told you, Andresia, I'll talk to you later. All right. Oh, I picked up mech parts. I need to go to the wolf system and sell them. Good thing I remember that. So, for everyone chiming in, you might not have caught this, but I was using a different sniper rifle, and I'd like to share it because it is coming out of a mod, and there is also, it's this right here. So this is, there was a patch for Darkstar manufacturing. If you run that, and this is a modded, it's like the 50 caliber antimatter rifle. The author of the Darkstar mods patched it into his mod, so it is compatible with his mod, so I was able to take it up to Relic And I find that as very exciting. Why do I find that exciting? Because like a lot of mod authors make these really pretty weapons. They're cool. My gosh, I'd want a 50 caliber sniper rifle. Problem is, it's not compatible with Darkstar. So that kind of circumvented that. And he made it compatible. Oh, I'm in the proper place. Where?
In such a
There
vast
it is.
universe, it's a credit to the persistence of evolution.
But he made
that
it compatible
life
with Darkstar,
exists
so
at all.
I'm able to go through all the like upgrade procedures with Darkstar and get that like basically on par with the Darkstar weapons. Which like if you're running Darkstar, that's kind of like one of the drawbacks about it. Is like I would say this is the first of maybe many weapons that he'll patch into it. But like if you look at weapons other mod authors make, they're not compatible. Which means like basically the weapon is nowhere near as good as any of the weapons you could get through like Darkstar. Take my mech components. Okay, let's get out of here. I need to visit a doctor, a medical doctor.
I understand.
I believe in the same area I can also find a medical doctor to fix my broken legs.
Over here. There's something.
Yeah, let's take us to the Mass District. He might. I don't know. I think if you asked him, he could probably patch that in. I think it's probably he did this probably with this one gun mod. My guess is because multiple people probably requested it. Like I know he has a YouTube channel, but he also has a Discord, and that would probably be the best place to like make a request like that. Where there's
I asked my boss what
Reliant.
they're doing to stop the new aliens.
Like I know a lot of people like that that sniper rifle from the Vulture pack. I myself am just a fan of this. I like the old Earth look. Where is the doctor here?
There are a few injuries that can't be addressed here. If you walk in, you will almost assuredly walk out. Welcome to Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you.
I need your help.
All right, what can I do for you? Oh my, it's a good thing you came in to see me.
Yep.
Just relax and take long, slow, deep breaths. This will be over soon. Good as new.
Honestly,
remain in good health.
if I was the author of the Dark Star mods right now, with just how close we are to Shattered Space, I probably would not be taking any like new requests to patch stuff in. Probably, his probably like his main concern is like what will break when Shattered Space comes out. Because I suspect most mods are going to be broken when it comes out. At least on day one. Some mods might not break. Like, I don't suspect the enhanced flashlight is going to, like, break or anything like that. But something like Darkstar, there's going to be, like, several new weapons added. There might also be a new tier group to the weapons added. I need to talk to Victus, I believe. I think I'm going to turn in Victus. I have done it once before, but I'm going to do it again.
If you have the time, I wish to speak to you. You
Okay.
need something, dearest?
I'm not talking to you right now. I will talk to you later.
Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space?
Kind of excited for Shattered Space. They have the potential with what they've released so far to have a quest like the Stormcloaks and Imperials from, what is it? Skyrim.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinion of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
I know your secrets, Francois. Tell me the truth.
How could you know? You're telling the truth, aren't you? You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinion, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Because you're a madman and a murderer, to work on something that long seems personal.
You can be more right. The attacks were correct. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinion spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Please, no secrets. No secretism. I'll just do that.
Easy to say now, but at the time, I didn't know the Lazarus plant couldn't be plucked from the ground and used to cause even more death. I wasn't going to allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Yes, there's probably going to be a lot of new mechanics in. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There'll be a few new mechanics in Shattered Space that modders are going to be able to play with. One I think is going to be interesting is the zero-G vortexes. Like, if you're making your own point of interest, could include like areas where there's like zero Gs and stuff, and that could make crafting those points of interest rather interesting.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
They'll be honoring me to
You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could happen. Be grateful. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you burn.
Sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
I hope you enjoyed this talk, because once I'm done, it'll be a loss.
That is a pity, Captain. But I'm in no position to negotiate. Though we needn't be enemies, you and I. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here.
Okay, I'm done talking to you. He was getting a little long-winded. Like the first 4 times through there, I kind of wanted to know everything, but now it's like, you know.
Your friend has to stay here.
But as far as like other things, I know they are adding mechanics to interact with the environment for exploring, but they didn't really elaborate upon that, and I'm kind of curious what that does pertain to. Am I in the wrong spot? Where am I? Am I supposed to be over here? I'm supposed to talk to you guys first.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aciles are both as effective.
Means either plan should work for...
Considering what the Lazarus... I already sent along info. So what about your end? Did my father tell you what he knew about...
Victus confessed he organized it
knew
for
it.
himself.
The second I heard that recording, I knew... Why? It takes...
Somehow, after all that has but all it has done is further expose.
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
Hold on just a moment. I'm getting a phone call.
Exactly. Bring justice to everyone he's hurt. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
Nothing else on my end. Let's head in.
Then here we go.
I'm going to go with the Achilles because I want to hear them all tell me that I should have listened to the science. When the scientist explained to me that the Achilles was a safer option.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no...
We're going to kind of skip through this a little bit. Yeah, that's correct.
My God.
An attack?
You will all receive a full... So then is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald
Orlays?
The report isn't the whole truth. Orlace helped, but Vivictus organized the attacks.
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use Terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was going to end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order.
I'm going to tell the news.
This information does not leave this room.
I am definitely telling the
The
news.
accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A Terramorph out of thin air.
Okay, that's enough. Oh, okay, it just shuts off the dialogue.
Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
Will, of course, be launching, though I have little doubt. Chief Yassine.
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else we fail.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend. With the threads you've brought, the 3 of you have as such,
A sound decision, Madam President.
I believe the other faction should be involved in securing the...
Tell the Freestar Collective.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Agreed. Any effort to de-escalate the situation should be considered. Being as open as possible would be a valuable move.
That is an interesting idea. A grand gesture, showing definitively this cabinet doesn't think like those of the past.
So, You want us to make nice...
No, I want...
Very well. Thank you for the suggestion, Cap. So then, the Cabinet has agreed. In fact, the project we're embarked...
Madam President, this...
To someone with limited using it to wipe out the...
And fast results all...
As you can see, Major.
We've had a few discussions.
Okay.
Only the...
I see.
Can we get to the decision part? Deploying the Achilles is the safest route.
I'm in full agreement.
Good.
No need be...
The first step.
Bolder, better?
Order, please. And Major Sanan, Dr. Walker.
We trust the captain?
Then the matter is settled. Today marks, as befits such a... Today?
Class 1?
What he means to...
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You all have earned. Now, there's much... Major Sanan.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, as a member of both the... Speak to your commander. He should be able... On behalf of the... This meeting is adjourned.
Way! Yay, we're done.
I'd like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
I'll talk to you later. I believe Francois has some stuff in his
What do you need?
cell for us.
I wish to discuss with you.
Talk.
Back upstairs. General's order in residence.
Don't worry, Dan. You keep moving forward. I'm right behind you.
We have a data slate. Target Ishmael Kashma for delivery to Argent Nurudu. Target Kashma Binti Ishmael. Last known Neon, blah blah blah. Armed and dangerous. Short collection of all personal slates and terminal data. Alright.
Hi, Dan.
Got some quite nice digs in here for a prisoner. Yes, he did. Future of the UC. If you're reading this, loyal UC cog, it means the cabinet has finally found the guts to do away with me. Good for them. While I've been in no hurry to return to the dust from whence I came, I consider myself almost lucky. After all, it is the first indication the group has any spine at all. Sincerely, hope this is a sign of things to come. Otherwise, you and the whole of the UC are doomed. Simply look at the world around you. House Rune shutting down their embassy, retreating for unknown reasons back to their nest. The Freestar Collective in their most powerful position since founding. Conflict is brewing, little cog. And do you trust this cabinet to get you through it? They couldn't even defend their own spaceport from heat leeches What will they do when House Faroon returns in full force? Talk hard to do when you've been intentionally shuttered. When you intentionally shuttered your own embassy. Do you believe when they come back, it will be any form other than as bloody crusaders? And look at the Freestar Collective. The UC capitulation during the war. Their inability to make hard but necessary choices has put the collective in position of supremacy for the first time in human history. They're like a tumor that, rather than being exercised, has been permitted to grow larger every day. Now, perhaps, the UC will use their newly discovered spine and actually do something to stymie this more powerful collective before it's too late to stop them. But I doubt it. No, dear Cog. This cabinet will no doubt revert to their old ways, scared, acquiescence, unwilling to make hard choices. But by then, it will be gone, and you will have to deal with the consequences. So then, which of us is the lucky one? I will say during the Colony Wars and during the Narion War, the UC was not the good guys. Not by any means. They very much deserved what came to them. Alright, I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to save, and I'm going to call it a night. I got some video editing in the morning I need to do. Hopefully I can get the history video up tomorrow, but it might be later this week. Basically, just going to be a brief history covering the settled systems from the current day all the way up to 2330, which is the current day in Starfield. Of the materials released by Bethesda before Starfield came out, they're rather scant on details, but that was to not ruin the story. I think pretty safe to, go through it now. The game's been out for a year. I think most people that wanted to play the game did play the game. So yeah, I think we're going to save it and quit here. But it's been an absolute pleasure. And make sure you guys have a very good night.